Try to sound natural for this next one.
Okay. Yeah, that's the story of the British officials. They want to take away a kid who's a big fatty. Look at this big fat kid. And the mother said she didn't think she was doing anything wrong.
Well, what was she feeding the kid? Lard?
Apparently everything.
It depends what she was feeding the kid, whether they should take the kid away.
She was obviously feeding him too much.
He's, 8 and he's over 200 pounds?
Yeah, he's a giant, big, fat kid.
I think
fat kid.
I think 220.
I bet the little playmates call him Fatso in school. Hey, Fatso, you want to eat my lunch, Fatso? They punch him in the stomach just to look at his face.
But why do they want to take the kid away? Doesn't make sense.
Child abuse.
For what?
Feeding him too much.
But what is she feeding him? If it's just normal crap.
No, it's like cakes and food. The kid isn't on a diet. The kid shouldn't be that fat. It's not some kind of a stupid glandular problem, and if it is, you should, have him just eating a celery stick.
But some people are just meant to be fat.
I don't think so.
You think everyone could be thin?
I think there's probably 5 people on this planet that have to be fat. Everyone else can probably be skinny. Not skinny, but not fat.
I look at our own
not
Steve.
Obese.
I look at our own Steve, and it proves it. Some people are meant to be bigger.
No, Steve's a big guy, but he's not fat anymore. Steve isn't fat.
But the reason he's not fat anymore, he had his stomach stapled, and if you ever hear what he eats and how he works out every day, it's insane. He should be real thin at this point.
Yeah, but see?
His metabolism is different.
But he can do it.
Huh?
He's done it. And the stomach stapling forces you to eat less. If Steve wasn't such a greedy little bastard and selfish, he wouldn't. You don't have to staple your stomach. Just eat as much as you would eat if you had a stapled stomach.
Steve, and no disrespect, you look great. You really do.
Steve is a tank.
But I talked to Steve. What he goes through every day to try to keep that body in that form is ridiculous.
Current condition, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Steve is the difference between Steve and a kid like that is Steve, even if it's natural to be a little husky, it's a good word too. Steve's a husky boy.
People are meant to be a little bigger. That's all.
That's different between like the kid
That's
who's going to be
different.
obese.
If you're obese,
Steve has a stapled stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Steve works out how many hours a day?
Hour and a half.
That means 45 minutes, by the way.
hour and a half.
Hour and a half a day. Lots of cardio.
Look at the old Steve
that's cardio.
pictures.
Yeah, that's.
Look at the old
Oh,
Steve.
Oh my
God.
All right. As you look at the old
big
Steve
guy.
picture, how much did he used to weigh, Steve?
400.
400.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that let's go with Jimmy? Jimmy could get up to 400 pounds?
Oh my God.
It's impossible.
I could. Did you see Jimmy's HBO special in 2004? I was 80 away.
You would have to eat like cake and pasta all day long, every day to get up to that size. There's no way.
There is nobody that has to be that fat.
Steve used to be really skinny.
No one walks around and has to be that fat.
I agree.
Steve, what were you doing back then?
Eating way too much.
Eating too much.
Yeah.
Probably McDonald's.
Yeah, a lot of fast food, a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of. It wasn't sweets. It was like all carbs and pasta and breads and stuff like that. Just,
I mean, obviously, you're going to get 2 people that can eat the same thing, and one guy's going to be fat and one guy's going to be skinny. I see that.
Why isn't he thinner?
Yeah, it's his metabolism. You're right. But it doesn't mean you have to be fat. You just have to work at it harder. Yeah. Everyone's got their cross to bear. His is the fact that he eats a pretzel and gains 20 pounds.
And he's older. His metabolism is different than an 8-year-old where, it's harder to lose weight once you get much older.
Very true. Once you hit 30, it's a lot harder to lose weight.
Yeah.
Once you hit...
But, I don't think there's any reason for the majority of the obese people, I'll even say the majority of obese people to be that way. I think a lot of them eat horribly. They eat, they think cake and cookies for a snack is fine. You can't do that. There are things you got to give up.
But you're born. Do you agree you're born with some type of like a body type in general?
Yeah.
And then it's really up to you what you do with that.
What you do with it? Yeah. Yeah. But if you're going to decide that you're not going to do anything about it and be fat, then you're going to be fat, and that's your cross to bear. Me, I have a family history where my friggin' liver pumps out cholesterol like Elmer's glue. I got to eat chicken. I can't eat anything else. That's it. It's just chicken.
Chicken.
I know people though that have the same problem and will sit there and just continue. It doesn't matter what the doctor says. They'll eat red meat and
you're born
cake and things, and drop dead.
You're born with that though, and I think you're also born to be a fat guy.
But there are things you could do about it, I'm saying. And some people choose to do things about it. Other people choose not to.
Look at cultures like Africa. And I'm not talking about where everybody's starving, but where it's just a different food, different everything. Like, I don't mean the starvation areas of Africa, but they're just much slimmer because they eat differently.
Well, look at how conditioned people in this country are to the huge portions that are served out. Even when you go out to eat, you get these piles of food.
Yeah, people love it. They go, oh, you've been to this restaurant? They got huge portions. They bring the big plate. Look at this. Wrap it up and take it home. They love, like, a plate full. And if you go to a fancy schmancy place that brings you that little thing, you're all annoyed. It's like, why didn't I get a pile of food? What is this? It's like 2 scallops on a plate with a little bit of drizzled gravy on it.
You don't need to eat that much to sustain itself. And that was one of the first things the surgeon that stapled my stomach said. He said, you'd be surprised at how little you actually need to consume to sustain life.
Then he pulled down his fly and showed you.
Okay.
George in Queens, what's up? Sorry we laughed so hard at that.
Yes,
Steve.
Your new mantra, losing weight is fun.
What's up, George?
What's going on, boys? In 2005, the National Institute of Health released a study comparing the eating habits of people all over the world. In America, only 1 out of 15,000 people should be obese due to biological or glandular problem.
Right.
Everybody else are just overeating jerks.
Yep.
In Europe, most of the food there is boiled or fried, yet they have less obese people in the entire continent of Europe than we do in the United States.
I think you're right, dude. It's eating habits.
Yeah, it is. We got horrible eating habits. Study out of a medical magazine. People are constantly overweight people underestimate how much they eat in a day. A lot of them say they eat 1,000 calories a day when they're actually eating 2,000. And then I just heard today driving in, people don't know how many calories they're even eating. People coming out of Starbucks, they're talking to them about, you know, what they just got. And one of their cups of coffee and scone, over 1,000 calories. Over 1,000 calories.
Well, because it's not a cup of coffee.
It's, yeah.
You don't get that from a cup of coffee.
No, exactly.
They're
But
getting
one
all
of their,
those-
you know, a specialty coffee. But you're not thinking like, I'm loading up. Here, I'm walking out of the door of Starbucks with 1,000 calories, and that's just coffee and a snack.
But it's a coffee drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the frappuccino.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
People are uninformed. They don't care, and they'll keep eating unhealthy.
I would love to eat that stuff. You know what I have at Starbucks? I have regular coffee or a latte with soy milk because it's just caffeine. I would love to have those scones and all that stuff, but I don't want to be a big fatso. Tell yourself no once in a while.
You're right. You know what I would friggin' kill for that I just can't eat? Stupid Yankee Doodles. Drake's Yankee Doodles are amongst the best thing ever invented on the face of this earth. Cream-filled little chocolate cupcakes. And there's 3 of them. There's 3 of them in a package. And I shove each one in my mouth whole and just go, oh, it's wonderful.
What a fuddy-duddy.
Yankee Doodles are the best thing. They're creamy yet chocolatey.
Ring dings over Yankee
Yes!
Doodles. Thank you, Jimmy.
I'm not
Thank you.
disparaging the ring ding. I love the
tinfoil.
ring ding. I love a yodel. I will sit there and peel the chocolate
Yodel
off
much
the yodel
better than a Yankee
and then
Doodle.
unroll the yodel and then peel it off and eat it all separately. I dissect a yodel.
Yankee Doodles are for queers.
I was just about ready to say that.
Well, then call me a queer.
I stopped and let you pass. I was that was a yield right there.
I got
Holy
stepped
crap.
on. I love a
sorry.
Yankee Doodle. They're so
wanna-
cakey.
I want a ring ding now.
Yeah, let's
Ring
go get
dings
some ring
are
dings.
delicious.
Ring dings for everybody.
I want
Let's
one
go.
ring ding.
Drake's cakes are marvelous.
You like the cakey ones, though. I don't like the cakey ones.
I like the nice, soft, and if they're fresh, like the guy just brought him in on the hand truck, the yodel guy and Yankee Doodle guy.
Where do you stand with the snowballs?
I hate the snowballs,
Yeah,
like
all right,
coconut.
good. I was
crap.
testing you. That
It's
was a
like
test.
rubber.
That was a test.
You know what it is?
You passed.
You know, there's only one way to eat those. You got to peel off that rubbery coconut thing, like Mission Impossible peels off the rubber mask. Ding, 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 ding. You peel it off and eat the
Don't get
chocolate
ring
cake.
dings, Kenny.
I
No
want
ring
it's
one.
still
I want
horrible.
a ring ding, and I'm going to throw the rest out like most fat people should do. Have a ring ding.
Al Dukes likes devil dogs.
I was just going to say devil dogs.
Devil dogs aren't good.
I'd rather eat what that chick in the pictures was eating.
Devil dogs would be good if there was some goodness on the outside.
Al Dukes likes eating them, but you have to push the back of his head onto it.
They're not even devil dogs. It's just Earl telling him that's what it is.
Al Dukes also likes a bare bottom spanking.
He loves the color and the filling.
Devil dog.
Yeah. People. You got some devil dog on the small of your back, Al.
What's your favorite snack food?
Hey, we're asking right now.
1-866.
That's a great break we could do.
That's right. That'll get the ratings up in all these cities. What's your favorite snack food?
Favorite snack food.
What's your favorite snack food?
I do like a nice slice of pound cake, too, though. Buttery pound cake is good. But better than pound cake, marble cake. Because then you get the little chocolate marbling in there. I am a cakey guy. I am cakey.
Not flaky.
I love cakey, not flaky.
I hear you.